one lesson. So we don't have to basically spend 10 weeks on it. We just do five lessons for the most part. Whew. All right, remember I was telling y'all that y'all need y'all parents for y'all financial aid and everything like that? Oh, it's called a free application for federal student aid. That was fast again. Free application for federal student aid. Free application for federal student aid.
Oh.
I can read that?
Yeah, I can.
Ticket question mark.
Can you say it again?
Free application for federal. Oh, I'm sorry, I said that wrong. Free application for federal student aid. Sorry. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Free application for federal student aid. All right. Like we were saying earlier, all colleges take the same FAFSA. You get that FAFSA done, it can go to just about any college that's out there, regardless of where it is. These are the different things that are requirements for you to be able to even fill out for financial aid. Number one, you must be a U.S. citizen. If you're not a U.S. citizen, how are you going to get federal financial aid from the United States government? So you have to be a United States citizen. You have to be a United States citizen. That's the first criteria in order to get financial aid. And let's put a little asterisk right here. Permanent residency. What does that mean? Somebody tell me what that means. Permanent residency. What is that? Give me an educated guess.
I believe it's permanent housing or somewhere they got a legal address that they can send you stuff at.
Yep. This is how to determine if you all are in-state student or out-of-state student. If you've lived inside somewhere for 7 years, you can claim residency for that place. So they don't say, you need to submit me a form or a piece of mail or something that's saying, I live here. This is my house. And they're going to be able to say, look inside some kind of record and say, oh, this person has been living in this house for 12-something years. In-state tuition. And that's a lot cheaper than out-of-state tuition.
So
but
what if you move around in the city a lot?
As long as you're inside the state, for the most part, that you're going to that school for, it kind of works the same way. If you apply for like financial aid here in North Carolina, but then you move and you go to school somewhere else, I would advise making changes to your financial aid, because sometimes that financial aid is also based off of where you live at also. Because different places have different standard of living, they make different amount of money, so the actual poverty level fluctuates. Okay? Alright, next thing what you're also going to need. This is what you're going to need from your mom. Last year's tax info. Somebody give me an educated guess to say why we need last year's tax info. Let me catch somebody besides you and you. Mark, why we need last year's tax info? Huh? Shows pay your taxes. Give me one more reason.
To know how much money you make and stuff like that.
Exactly. Your financial aid, like we told you all yesterday, a lot of these things are going to be based off of your income and stuff like that. So if you're making, like we said, if you go to a school that's charging $40,000 for tuition, and your family only making $20,000, they're going to give you more aid, because technically there'll be no way you can pay for college. So they're going to look at all these different things, but they can see exactly, since your tax information is what you have earned last year, and it tracks your gross income, how much you paid in like the federal and your state taxes, all different things. All that stuff is calculated while you're figuring out your financial aid. So that's something that's very, 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 very important. Anybody know what this is?
W-2 forms?
What?
That's where you can find a lot of information at, from like your last year. Besides your last year tax information, your W-2s basically show what you're going to be taxed for this year. How much you made last year. Let me back up. Last year tax shows what you made like the year before last. So that's like the information basically that's going to see where you are. This year's tax, the W-2s from last year, is basically showing, like I said, what you made last year was reflecting how you should do this year. You didn't have like a job change. So they basically can see you're going to fall between this range for the next 4 years, so they can adjust your financial aid by that. Pay stubs. Pay stubs, because it's going to show you exactly how much money you made that quarter, or that week, or that annually, or that first and 15th, or by month. Yes, ma'am, I'm sorry, what you said?
For your job.
Yeah, for your job. Like I said, it's another way they can figure out, balance out these sheets to figure out how much money they need to give you for financial aid. How many of y'all know y'all social security number? Woo! I would advise you all to learn your social security number. Your social security number, let me go ahead and tell you, everybody make sure you hear me exactly what I'm about to say. Your social security number is the most important number you're going to have in your life. Why? Because your social security number, it tracks everything. What you say? Go ahead.
It's your identity.
It's your identity. From the day your social security number is sent to you or issued out, I want to say around age 8, I want to say. Is that correct? I don't know.
Your number?
Uh-huh.
It should be assigned to you when you're born.
Yeah, 2 weeks after you're born.
Oh, I'm thinking about military IDs. Yeah. But you get those right when you're born. That number basically is going to track and follow everything you've done. It's going to have, well, I don't know if it is right now, but I'm pretty sure in the future this number is going to be able to track your medical history. It's going to track your work history. It's going to track how much you've earned. It's going to track if you've been locked up somewhere. It's going to track everything. If I have your social security number, look, don't give nobody your social security number. This is why. If you give me your social security number, and I know your full name, and I know your birthday, I will run your credit into the ground. I will borrow thousands upon thousands of dollars and say, my name is James Thomas. And then next thing you know, you get the bill inside the mail saying, James, you owe Bank of America $10,000. And you're going to say, huh? And you messed up. It's all bad after that. Do not give nobody your social security number. James, stop doing it. Yes, ma'am.
So like, okay, anything got social security number, whatever. So if your parent wanted to look at your list right now, they can look at it. I thought like this is your social security number, like your parents, anybody can look at it.
Since you all are at the age you are, they're your legal guardians, so technically they have access to everything that you have, or you know, or any kind of information until you hit 18, when you're considered an adult. Yes, ma'am, Kayla.